Does that pick up? I was just preparing.
Yes.
Is that Bill Shakespeare?
Are you done?
Shut the fuck up. So, it was.
We don't like to cuss, but you let one out right away.
Was? I almost got you to swear. All right. Well, knowing that sound, whenever Mark cracks one, that usually means we're on. He started the timer and everything. I can't see anything. I'm now like an art exhibit because Mark is videotaping us tonight. Welcome to TheAscertainers.
I think it's going, but who knows?
It's not going. There's no red light.
There was no red light the other night.
Go look.
All right.
I swear to God. I am getting ready to do some historic shit. I'm going to stay awake for the entire episode. All right.
It's blinking red. Does that mean it's recording or it's thinking of recording?
I think it's ready to fucking explode. There's two.
There is.
All right, kids. Put the kids to bed. Ascertainers are on. Ascertainers are Mark, who sits across from me.
Hello, everyone.
For the people watching on video, I'm pointing to Mark right now.
It's like a courtroom.
I don't think they can see me talk because I've got this thing in front of my mic, but they can probably see my chin moving, like one of them.
Next episode, we'll have you swing a little bit sideways.
We'll just see about that. I'll talk to my agent about that. You know, I was born without a good side, and this is the, I didn't tell you that when I signed on for this mission. But anyway, Ascertainers, that's Mark. I'm Jim, Minnesota. We're been doing this for a little over a year. We're technically a music podcast, but we hardly ever talk about music, except for the radio game, which we do every time. And people are getting good and sick of it. But tonight, I think I'm going to win.
Oh, great. I hope you do.
How was your week, Mark?
Let's just go on.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, I didn't play golf, so.
Oh, too busy a schedule?
Well, the weather wasn't conducive for playing golf this week.
It wasn't? Okay. Well, I mowed one day, so it must have been nice one day.
Not nice enough. It has to be perfect weather so I can shoot my 36.
Yeah, but then you keep going, finish the round. Yeah, that's good. Okay, well, I think we were both pretty satisfied with the last episode that came out today.
But our standards are very high.
Well, no, they're getting worse as we go, too. That's part of the problem. But, but Mark gave me at dinner tonight at Newt's, Apple Valley's premier burger, beer, popcorn destination. You should go to Newt's in Apple Valley if you've not been yet. And if you go there...
Tell them the Ascertainers
Well, you want to tell them the Ascertainers sent you. You want to see if... We haven't done any shout-outs lately. You want to see if Sarah's working behind the bar, which she often is. However, last Saturday we went there and it was young Andy behind the bar, who took very good care of us, maybe a little too good a care of us.
Sorry, Andy.
No, you want to close it down with Andy. By the way, they closed at 11, so it wasn't like we stayed out super late. But about the last 45 minutes of Andy working Newt, you get to hear some pretty sick tunes.
So it's not the first time I've been at an establishment with Jim, and the chairs are up on the table.
For a mouse, I'm guessing. What do you think? Because they were closing?
It was our bar fight, yeah.
Yeah. I think they just feel comfortable around us, Mark. I think that's what it is. Yeah. It's like when we're at someone's party and they start vacuuming, or flashing the lights up and down. I'm like, no, it works fine. You're good. Go to bed. We know the way out. We'll be good. How many times have you and I been the last to leave a party back when you lived in the neighborhood?
Way too many times.
More or less than 10?
Probably right around 10.
I think that's about right, too. I think 12 would be too many. 9, not quite enough. So 10.
Well, we stopped getting invited to parties because of that. So maybe that's why I kept it down.
I'm going to say there are various reasons. That's one of them. But yeah. So went to Newt's. And while at Newt's, Mark told me how I should conduct myself this evening so that I could be good on the podcast. You want to tell him what you said there, pal?
I just said, don't get too hammered at Newt's like we usually do. Just keep it 3 beers which is perfect for you, and you're quicker with the jokes and everything else because you're a very funny guy when you're not drunk.
What? That's preposterous.
No.
I'm not. I'm rarely drunk.
You are rarely
And I'm
drunk.
also rarely not funny. So I don't get it. I don't understand what the issue could be. Well, and I said, maybe, Mark, it's because of you. Maybe when you were, you were picking it up better. You were serving it up, and I was just spiking it. You were setting it, and I was spiking it.
No, I missed a lot still because I'm slow no matter what, drunk or not, so it doesn't matter how much I drink.
Well, everyone that listens is ready for a letdown. They know that we can't do two good ones in a row. And tonight we're forced into a situation where we have to record two. So we have two topics. Of course, we can't talk about the topic just in case we never get to it. But
that never happened.
Tonight's is going to be groundbreaking. It's going to be, like the Wright brothers.
We are the cutting edge of podcasts.
Sometimes it flew, sometimes it crashed and burned. And that's not what we're hoping for tonight. But I'd just give it 50-50.
At least it's on video. It's like, Evel Knievel. People get to see us crash and burn.
Devil without the D. Evel Knievel. What a guy. What an American. So, there was political news today, but we're not a political podcast.
No.
So damn, kind of missed out on that. But all I can tell you is if anything that happens in the news in our political thing makes you just super happy or super pissed, and relax.
Yeah.
Just find some other shit to do. Good God, man. Anyway, it's all right. So for those that are I can't do it. We're not political. We'll stop.
Yeah.
I'll stop there. But
okay.
Anyway, it's what do you want? There. So
just
don't
listen to the Ascertainers, and all your troubles will
listen to all six. I think if you listen to 10 straight episodes of the Ascertainers, that'll kind of give you a little factory reset where you'll just be back to, how you rolled out of the showroom. And that's probably good for some people, I'm telling you.
You're right.
Although, I think they'd go, some of those people would also go legit insane if they listen to us. And it's
I hate
they don't
Rush.
make any sense.
Sorry.
Wow.
Sorry.
Wow. I'm going to start keeping track. I'm going to start recording these episodes so I can see how many times you bring up Rush.
I am going to follow that up with Jim is wearing a tie-dye t-shirt in honor of Bill Walton.
Respect. R.I.P. Bill Walton, the most famous deadhead that I know.
Other than your podcast partner.
Present
company
over?
excluded.
Gary's coming over? All right. Oh, no, you're Ace. Who's Gary?
I'm Ace. You're Gary.
I got to tell you, this week during work, I had to call a guy named Gary, and all I could think of was Team America. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Come on, Gary, get in the car. No, get in the limo, Gary. Now. There's an underrated movie, since that's not what we're talking about tonight. But if you've not seen Team America,
World Police,
yeah. It's the stupidest movie you'll ever love. I mean, it's freaking stick puppets. Or what do you call those? I almost said
marionette.
I almost said finger puppets, but
aren't they marionette
I think that's what those are called.
There used to be the old Thunderbirds show that they were spoofing.
Keep going.
Well, they were a marionette.
See, if I yawn behind this thing, can you tell? Because I'm not going to put my hand up because you'll be
that
able
would
to
be
tell.
your second. It's almost like this podcast bores you. Every time we sit down, you start yawning.
And I think as much as maybe a couple of beers at Newt's gets me, I think I get a little bit of the itis from all the food we eat at Newt's. I get a little hibernate-y.
What is that in Turkey? Tryptophan or whatever it is?
Is it tryptophan?
Tryptophan.
Tryptophan, is that what Bill Cosby did? You think he was just feeding them turkey sandwiches? No way. That's genius, actually. Here, have another.
Oh. Sorry.
That's not funny. You're going to get canceled. Oh, no, great. We're canceled because of tryptophan. So, hopefully the people that are the power of suggestion, they'll still fall asleep and forget why they fell asleep.
It's not my fault. I don't come up with those jokes.
I don't like this setup. It's not conducive to having a sip.
Well, you're way too close to the round thing.
Yes, I am. Well, anyway.
Well, we were talking about Bill Walton. Rest in peace. He was a great basketball player.
I never gave a shit about Bill Walton until he died. And then I heard some of his cool speeches. He did a great one where he kind of quoted John Wooden. Is that the guy from UCLA, the coach?
Yes, correct.
And he had some pretty good stuff in there. And, no, he just seemed like a guy who was kind of marching to his own beat, really didn't give two shits about what anybody thought of him. And, hey, sorry he had to die so young. That seems young now. I mean, 72?
Yeah.
Tick-tock, buddy. Whew.
Why are you looking at me like
Don't
that?
walk into any bright lights, pal. I'm just telling you, I need you for this thing. The Ascertainer is not an attractive option. Also, I don't know how to run the thing, the board.
Actually, we're on YouTube now, if you want to listen to us there.
Like, how many? All the episodes? Or
All the episodes.
no way.
I worked on that all night. Actually, my son Hunter, shout out to him. He actually did it all. Put our photo on the website and everything. So,
All right.
Really nice.
I thought we already had a photo on the website.
On our YouTube channel.
Oh.
So he got our logo and just our heads on it.
The whole head?
The whole
My
head.
head's getting bigger. I am expanding in size. I had this wedding I wanted to kind of look a little better for. Well, that ship has sailed.
You did.
A month ago, and I've abandoned the little habits that got me to being able to stuff my giant carcass into a very expensive rented tux.
You were over 20 pounds lighter.
25, yeah.
Yeah.
It's exciting stuff. It's amazing how
I shut Jim up.
far I've let myself go. No. Anyway, well, we'll figure it out.
And we were at
Don't worry,
Newt's.
you won't have to be a pallbearer because I'm doing the thing at the Mayo Clinic where they come and they take in and they give you to the medical students and they...
Well, I told them, don't even wait
experiments
till
on
you're
you.
dead. Just come and take you, and you get to see things that, that help out society.
They come over with a whole bag of turkey sandwiches and then it's like, I think he's not breathing. Let's go. Cut him open. See what happens.
Did we finish the Newt promo?
That's a little...
Before
Oh,
that.
God, I hope so. Before we started talking about cutting a guy open. Yeah, Newt's, you go there. Oh, we stopped short of...
Shout outs to everyone.
Shout out Sarah. Shout out Andy. Of course, the big fella Corey who runs the show. We haven't talked about Kayla in forever, but she's like OG type people. And then you got MJ, a new hostess tonight, Michaela, who looks all of about just old enough to have a job. Very young lady, but
she's not ever going to listen, I hope.
But she's taking control. She's like,
She's a good job.
Like when we asked Corey for a table and he goes, hang on, I got to wait for her. And then she goes, okay, we'll come over here. So, yeah. And then you got, we had Ashley. We had Dawn. Got a kid named Hunter, who I think is Dawn's kid. Catherine at the pull tab booth. What else am I missing? Oh, my guy Cam. Cam, the hardest working bar back or whatever the hell they call him, a runner. Cool kid. Let's see what this guy, probably president.
He's actually said goodbye to me like 3 times. I said goodbye polite. And he's like, then we started touring around saying goodbye to other people that were in there.
Yeah, that's what we do.
And then Cam walked by. He kind of like shook his head and said, goodbye? Kind of like a question.
That's awesome. We saw neighbors today. We saw Amy and Jeff. And we saw Gail and Dale.
Yeah.
And apparently Amy listens. So, Amy, if you're listening, hi, Amy. Thanks for listening.
Hi, Amy. Good to see you.
You want to be a guest? Send us an email at TheAscertainers@gmail.com. Why are people so afraid of doing that?
Well, you know how big stars, a lot of people are afraid to come up to them.
Intimidated?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Does it? Wow.
Yeah, they just don't want that on their browser history. I think it's more like that in case the government comes knocking, which could be any day now.
Can't you hear me knocking?
Should we do something to get famous? Should we say something like just totally outlandish about a influential, high-ranking official, and then they'll come and do a black helicopter over our house and stuff? Because that'd be cool.
I don't know.
Let's find out here.
We are the top podcasts in America. Would that be? That's true, so that's not outlandish.
by Top. I don't know what you're referring to. But...
I took my headphones off because I'm leaving.
Are you leaving? Can you
No,
still
my
hear me?
notes. I just figured out that I don't have my notes.
Can you
there.
still hear me talking, though, without your headphones on?
I can hear you knocking.
Do you remember when I said, why don't we just do the podcast and we don't need all this equipment? And you said, no, we have to look the part.
And we do.
And it's like, we're an audio podcast, Mark. No one's going to be able to tell. And he said, I'll be able to tell.
Do you remember when we had your mom on?
I do remember.
And we forgot to plug her headphone in, and she couldn't hear
She was
anything.
just fine. It was kind of like when she was growing up before electricity. Now, my mom says she can't listen. She goes, I don't know how to listen. I see a pretty regular Rochester listener, and I wouldn't be surprised, Ellie, or if you're listening, don't be a fibber. No one likes a fibber. You can just say you listen.
Plus, you can get on to Jim about his cussing.
I think that's probably the conundrum that she's in, because she hears all of it, and it's like, well, it's like Rear Window. Is that what that, like Alfred Hitchcock?
Yeah.
Where she saw it, but she wasn't supposed to see it.
He saw it.
Well, in this case, it's my mom. And
you're right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What did they see? Did the guy kill a guy or something?
Kill a guy.
Was that
Jimmy Stewart.
Jimmy Stewart?
With a broken leg.
Yes. I kind of like that movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
You know, Hitch. Who knew? I call him Hitch because we're good like that.
Yeah, who thought? Whoa, world's coming to an end.
That was my phone.
Oh, I thought it was the computer shutting down.
It's very possible it's that too.
This podcast is over. The government's finally on to us. But yeah, it's a great movie. Hitchcock, he was actually pretty good at what he did.
What is I've only seen a couple of Hitchcock movies.
Good evening.
I like how he was kind of had this English sense of humor where he barely even emoted anything, and people thought it was hilarious. But
he was a heavy breather.
I like his profile. I like how he took care of himself. He was a good guy. I heard he swam the English Channel. Swam. Is that the past tense of swam? The swam or swum? It's one of those two. Swum. I think it's swam. Swum sounds cooler though. It's like what Hitch would do. You know, Hitch. I call him Hitch. Between episodes, I'll do a little fact checking. I know I can't while we're, making magic for the people. How about we do the radio game real quick?
Let's do it.
The radio game is a sham contest that we do every single week. You're looking for your glasses, Mark?
I am. What did I do with them?
I don't know. You had them on a second ago.
I did.
They're right there, on your phone.
Oh, thank you.
Holy crap. You used to fly planes? Oh, my God. Anyway, so the radio game is a thing where Mark and I will each mention 4 bands. 2 of those bands are going to be something everyone's heard of, and 2 might be a little more kind of off the beaten path. Then, after we've said our 4 bands, we're going to listen to, through the miracle of transistor radio, we're going to put a little earbud in one of our ears. And we don't trust each other.
Yeah,
so
who's going to do it tonight?
We should each put one in. It'll be like Pam and Jim on The Office at one time.
That sounded naughty.
Remember that one time? Anyway, so yeah, but then if one of those bands that we mentioned is playing, then there's a winner and absolutely nothing happens. And if there's not one of those bands playing, same result. So hope you enjoy it.
Wow.
I'll go first because that's just the way I am. Because usually you have to go first. I know it's a lot of pressure for you. So I kind of have a theme, but kind of not. But I'm going to go REO Speedwagon and Pat Benatar.
Okay.
For my mainstreamers.
Haven't figured it out yet, but Eagles and the Beatles.
You won't be able to figure this one out. And then my next 2, so Eagles and the Beatles. Now you could have gone Don Henley and Paul McCartney and got credit for both.
I'm not. I'm going to stick with my theme.
This kid he's flying too close to the sun, everyone. All right, my next one is going to be one that you're also going to have, which is Alice Cooper.
Nope.
Oh, and Tony Carey. It's that time of year again, kids.
Enlighten me.
School's out for summer.
Cooper, yeah.
And then the other is, it was on the first day of summer. The whole world looks so cool. It's the first day of summer for kids. Right. Or I guess tomorrow is or something, but school's out, man. And then the other 2 are just songs that remind me, or artists that remind me of summer.
Oh, I was going to get that then.
Yeah, totally. It was obvious. Who are your other 2?
Iron Butterfly and Steppenwolf.
Oh. I know your theme.
Okay.
Shitty bands.
Wow.
Here, you can listen to one. We'll do this together. This is...
I don't think it's long enough. Go ahead. I'll let you do it because I trust you, even though you don't trust me.
Further. Can't you just go like that?
Wow. He's breaking.
Right. I'm playing fast and loose with the $8 headset there.
Keep pulling.
Oh, it's like the opposite of that one dog movie with the spaghetti.
That's probably a commercial. G and R, which is a great bass tune. The way they did that during the
Knocking on Heaven's Door, a Bob Dylan classic. I'm Dylan. You don't get that reference? I spit hot fire. It's Dave Chappelle character on The Real World.
Oh,
he was like a rapper, and he was terrible.
Oh.
It was Chappelle doing it, and it was pretty fucking funny. Anyway.
So Iron Butterfly, they came up with their name because they wanted to be heavy but beautiful.
Really?
Yeah.
How do they explain Indagata da Vida then? I mean, what's the...
In the Garden of Eden.
What do you know about the legend of that song?
Right. They called up the producer late at night, and they said, we got this great tune in the Garden of Eden, but he was so drunk that all the producer heard was Indagata da Vida.
That's a different one than I heard. I heard they played it live and no one could understand it, and that's what it sounded like to them. So maybe we'll research that on our own time.
And Steppenwolf was a German wolf in a novel by Hermann Hesse. And all mine were animals/insects. The Beatles. I could have went with...
What was the other one? The Beatles and the what?
Eagles.
Jesus, you're kind of getting every little phylum in there, aren't you?
Wow.
Birds, a snake, a parasite, and do you remember Wayne's World and Wayne's World 2 when he was talking about all the different styles of martial arts he knew?
No.
The rat, the beetle, or no, I think it was the beat, and then the monkey. You had to see it. Sorry. Remember how I used to do that on the early podcast?
I do.
I just did it again. So I brought it back. I'm bringing non-funny back.
I thought I had a good theme going until you ridiculed it.
You should just call that theme Etymology. Isn't that a band? Isn't that their last Pearl Jam record, Etymology?
Isn't that just bugs?
I think it's anthology. I think etymology
is the study of bugs.
What's epidemiology
Insects.
then?
I don't know.
One of them's like diseases.
Skin.
It's dermatology. Dipshit. Skin? Oh, that's who's that one guy? Gacy. Who would make like lamps out of his victims?
I don't think that was Gacy. He was the clown.
Oh, it was one of those guys.
Was it Dahmer that? No, he just ate
Dahmer
the
just ate them and boiled them and did stuff like that with them.
Put the lotion on.
What's that?
Put the lotion on.
It puts the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again. But no, there was just a whole gang of freaks around that kind of northwestern Illinois, southeast Wisconsin area.
Wisconsinites are kind of
Dahmer,
iffy.
Gacy, that other guy, another guy. Shit. When did the guy do this under the porch? I thought he took their skin and did shit.
I don't know, but this is getting very dark.
All right, well, let's lighten it up. What is the... Oh, so tonight it is... I think it's about time.
Oh, did you want to cover anything, errors and omissions?
I don't have any. It was perfect last time.
Oh, my goodness. You really think so?
Well, before, I had a whole bunch from
here's
the
my
Jetsons.
list.
What do you got? Let's go.
Jim said this, and it was wrong. No, I won't.
stand by it.
No, I was just asking.
I think that the papaya is the preferred fruit of the tropics. It's my favorite stoned fruit. Do you know what a stoned fruit is?
Is that the fruit that they killed people by? Stoned them?
I don't know. Oh, maybe it's weed. Stoned fruit, get it?
I've eaten stone crop.
What now?
It's a...
Did you say crop?
Crop. Stone crop.
I thought you were went like Valley Girl on me. I like stone crop. Stone crop. What is stone crop, Mark? The world wants to know.
Like in the rivers, in the mountains of Colorado, it's a little weed, but it's very nutritious.
Really?
Yeah, you just pick it out of the water and eat it.
That is a fascinating story.
Thank you.
Do you have any more?
I don't.
Good. Anyway.
And I invited you to go on this journey with me on the podcast.
You insisted. You said, come down to your basement. I want to show you something. And then there was just nothing but, I kind of swore it was turkey sandwiches, but it might have been some wraps and
I
some
used
subs.
to have more chloroform than this, but
Yeah. Does this rag smell funny? Yeah. Yeah, it does smell. It smells a little tired. So.
okay, go and explain your new.
That's all you had for.
I'm done. I'm just.
Are you done? Oh, are you done?
I'm out.
Oh, yeah?
For people on the video, they just see how exasperated I am. It's just
You
like,
sound very exasperated.
whip my glasses
Why
off.
don't we just go ahead? Here's a pen, here's a crayon, and a piece of paper. Why don't you go ahead and spell exasperated for the team there? Hold it up to the. Oh, and you have to do it in reverse. So when you hold it up the camera, it looks right.
on one leg.
So when I had an idea, because sometimes we don't have ideas, and I
have lots of ideas, but they get shot down. And then Jim goes, well, let's just do mine. That is a terrible look. I finally got it. Thank you. It's on camera also.
Oh yeah, we'll be clicking that camera off real quick right before the. Remember those scissors I used to cut up my things for the grab bag? Look, it's pointing right at you. I could do like one of those things from that one Carrie movie. Just, like if I can whoop, just shoot it right at you with my brain, with my mind. Anyhow.
I'm not worried.
Okay. So I am all by myself on this idea. I am alone. I am David Bowie in space. Elton John in space. Didn't Bowie go to space too?
He did.
Ground control, that kind of crap. I wonder if he and Elton were at the same time.
Wow.
Didn't those two mess around a little bit? Were they kind of like little?
I thought that was
boundaries on
Iggy
that stuff?
Pop and David Bowie.
Did he go to space?
No, but messed around.
Oh, so it's probably more like in a men's room. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, often we have a hard time coming up with topics, but I feel that when we have a topic, we're very limited to that topic. And sometimes one of us, that's for the camera, one of us says, oh, I think we could have got more out of that, but you rushed on to the next thing. So I thought, you know what we could do is when we get to a screeching halt, just like now, that we could have what I would call, this is patent pending, but the grab bag, where I, with my sore back and shoulder, sore back from carrying the podcast, shoulder from sleeping wrong. But anyway, I came up with 13 different topic ideas. I asked Mark to contribute, and he voted no. So next week when he throws a bunch in, I'll be like, oh, okay, sure, climb on the bandwagon, Hoven. There's a deep Vikings reference. Chris Hoven, remember that fucking guy? Yeah. So it's just bandwagon, man. Just bandwagon.
He only played a couple of years, like 3 years, but he did really well.
At a high level, he did. So I have got the grab bag is actually a grab bowl. You know where this bowl came from?
I don't.
The basement of the house I grew up in. This is a Dave creation right here.
Oh.
So you're going to pull one out and try to read it to me with my handwriting. And then what the idea, before you do that, the idea is that we would just use these little fortune cookie sized messages to just guide the conversation with any luck at all. It's like putting a little dry log on the fire, kind of spark it back up. So that's what we're doing right now. Let's see what the dry log is. They're all mine. So Mark will be reading this for the first time. What's it say?
Why is Mark such a great podcaster?
There's a couple in there like that.
Underappreciated
TV shows.
But the appreciated is
abbreviated. I abbreviated appreciated.
APPREC, and there's like a little tiny A there, which is very impressive how small it is.
Uh-huh.
TV shows. It's really sad that I knew what you were trying to get across.
Well, it's because I said it halfway through. That probably helped you.
No, I knew what it was ahead of time. But
So why don't we just talk about Jim's handwriting for the rest of the program?
we should.
What else do you see? Are you like one of those guys from Quincy, like a handwriting analyst? Oh, he was obviously a depraved,
It's like
sexual deviant.
It's like Columbo, which is underappreciated.
An underappreciated TV show. Look, it's working. That's how you know it's working.
And Columbo would come up with something that could be easily disputed in court. And the killer goes, okay, you got me. You know, your watch is broken at the exact time you killed that person. Oh, you're right. I'm guilty. I'll get in the back of the squad car.
Wow, he's good.
Yes, but it happened every episode.
Is he still practicing? I think that happened this week, kind of, sort of. But all right. So there were a couple that come to my mind other than Columbo. There are two comedies that come to mind that did not get extended or whatever, renewed or whatever, because they were, what I've heard, too far over people's heads. They weren't good for the mass average TV watcher who's kind of half paying attention. And
Can I guess on one of them?
you can guess. I bet you'll get them both.
It was a recent one. It's on Fox. It was, God, I can't remember the name of it, but
Arrested Development.
yes.
Very, very good show. It went I think it went 3 seasons, and then
The remake, I couldn't,
the remake was not strong.
no.
And I think there were 2 seasons of that, or maybe just 1. But the characters were just fantastic, and it was quick, and it was just a little too funny, I think, for the mainstream and for the ratings. The other one, as well. What do you think?
The one I'm going to guess is Soap, but I don't think that's the one you were thinking of.
Let's talk about Soap, because we just talked about one of mine. Soap.
Billy Crystal. I mean, it was a funny show, but my folks hated it and said, you are not going to watch that show.
Okay.
It was very controversial in its time.
Why? I guess what's his name?
Billy Crystal.
Was he gay?
I don't know if he was.
I think he was.
It could have been.
Now, that's not what Mary Hartman got spun off of, was it? That was Fernwood Tonight, I think.
Yes,
Yeah.
That's a great
There's
show.
an underrated show. Martin Mull. How about it?
And who's the other guy that he's
Fred
great.
Willard,
Oh,
who is gold in everything he's in.
he was the
Everything he's
sidekick.
in.
Fernwood Tonight was great. And the guy who had the plastic golf balls on his head to hold his jaw in. Oh, that was great.
What was the name of the band leader on Fernwood
I
Tonight?
don't remember.
I think it was Mirth and the Merrymakers or something like that. Good thing I researched it. I didn't know that was gonna come up.
Mary Hartman is where it came from.
Oh, so that's what started it.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with Soap. That was it wasn't on the main channels, the ABC, CBS.
Okay, like on the channel 23 or
Yeah,
whatever.
but it was
a
a local affiliate that showed it, not the main.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So it was like a syndicated show almost,
Right.
but
Before
okay.
Fox came about. So
All right. These are a couple good ones that I hadn't even thought of. The other one I was thinking of was Naked Gun,
yes,
because it was like Airplane, and apparently again a lot
done
of
by the airplane
was
guys.
that like Abrams and Zucker or something like that.
Yeah, I can't remember who they were, but
The one guy was on KQ all the time. One of the Airplane guys on the morning show. I forget which one it is. I think he had something to do with The Simpsons too, or maybe it was just The Simpsons. Talk about your underrated TV shows. How about The Simpsons? Heard of them? Bart,
don't have a comment.
Homer, Marg. Hey, Marg.
No, but the Files from Police Squad.
Yes,
That was
from the Files of the Police Squad, or
Right.
something like that. Yeah. Like, is it that? I think it's on that show where the guy, there's this one really, really tall character, and he goes, "Hey, Goldberg, you have something on your."
Oh, and the fish falls down.
No, it was like, and he looks and goes, "Nope, not that." And then I don't know what dropped, but it made a thud when it hit the ground. Yep, there you got it.
That's from the Naked Gun movies also, where I don't know which one came first.
Did I call it Naked Gun? I think you did. Yeah, those were movies. So Police Squad is what was the name of the show. You got me again, Mark. I'm glad you're here.
Sorry.
Thanks for making it. Really. I waited a long time for you.
So I have a third one. I don't have any more that I can think of.
But you don't have any other underrated TV shows? White Shadow? I don't know if that ever got its due. That show was kind of, if you think about it, somewhat groundbreaking in that
I love that show.
It talked about race stuff. Before that was probably cool to do. Ken Howard. I can't think of the... I want to say Washington, but wasn't that Welcome Back Kotter?
There was a Washington in that one also.
Yeah, but they had like a black kid, they had a Hispanic kid, they had white kids. The thing that sticks out in my head was when Ken Howard, the coach, is like new to the team thinks they're just great. They think they're the Harlem Globetrotters. And of course, they're all about 35, but they're in high school. And Ken Howard goes, "Who wants to race me to the end of the gym?" And they go, "Oh, yeah, I'll do it. And he picks the most cocksure-looking fella. And he goes, "Okay, on my whistle, go." And he blows his whistle, and the guy takes off running. He goes in about 2 steps, and he takes the ball and just chucks it to the end of the, like throws a fucking Nolan Ryan fastball. And the guy's like, at half court. And he had beaten him with the ball. And that's what he says. We're going to start playing basketball. Oh, chills.
I always thought Ken Howard with his knees collapsing in on themselves, that's a goofy look. Why is that happening? And now later in life, I have that same.
My mom, and Kenny the Jet Smith from TBS, TNT.
Did you just lump me in with your mother?
And Kenny the Jet Smith. I don't know who you feel worse about. Yeah, my mom's knees are going like, she's starting to look like kind of like, she's more aerodynamic because her knees lead the way. But she gets her out very well for a person of her, what do you call that? Vintage.
No, your mom's doing great.
You don't say age at that level. Well,
woman.
I wish I could send a message to my mom, but she doesn't listen to the podcast.
She does, but you cuss too much.
Or does she? Hi, Mom. It's okay to admit you know what? No one likes a fibber. So just tell me that you listen. Or at least don't tell me that you don't listen. How about that? Don't tell me you love me. Who is that?
I can't think of it. But
I have to do it in my head the whole time. Oh, no. This is one of those great summer songs, too.
I think it was brought up before, but Cannon is another unappreciated.
Cannon. What was that guy's name? William Conrad?
Yeah. And there was a great spoof on, I think, Family Guy, where he's just sitting in the chair, smoking a cigarette. I'll catch up with you later.
But Cannon that was Ironsides in a wheelchair. It was Cannon in a wheelchair, too.
No, Cannon was so big that he was with the younger guy that he was just sitting in a chair resting, smoking a cigarette. And he tells the younger guy to keep going. I'll catch up. And he's breathing heavy and can't move. It's a great spoof on Cannon.
It's a hilarious take on congestive heart failure.
Well, look at Family Guy. They do it better than I do.
Family Guy is underrated. And I think that people that haven't given it a chance will realize it's very, very funny. Is it Night Ranger? Don't Tell Me You Love Me?
Oh, it is.
Are you sure?
I am sure.
All right. Well, I didn't look it up yet, but I feel like I need to confirm that. It's a pretty good song.
Night Stalker.
Coal Shack?
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, the guy from A Christmas Story. He was the...
Oh, was he the dad? Was he the detective?
He was the dad, but he was the detective in Night Stalker.
Yeah. I thought it was a Coal Shack or something like that. Wow.
Yeah, that was a good...
These are some good, underrated, underappreciated TV shows, Mark. Don't you think?
I think this was a great idea.
Do you think that we should bounce around to other topics or continue to talk about this one?
No, I actually have a lot now.
Well, guess what? The episode's over. So,
oh my God, I'm just getting rolling.
This is how you learn. And now I'll twist the knife a little and go, "Hey, Mark." I can't think of anything funny. Hasn't stopped me before.
As usual.
So, all right. Let's see. Couple more. I can't read. You said you had the...
Or you could do like Toma.
Toma?
Beretta.
Toma. Hold on. Toma? That's a town in Wisconsin.
It was a Beretta type show.
Who was it? Was it like
It was a
Robert
guy.
Urich?
No,
I'm gonna look that one up while you stammer.
I don't remember, but I do remember Beretta with Robert Blake, and he had the cockatoo on his shoulder. That was his gimmick.
And what? Oh, he had one other gimmick.
What was that?
He never lit a cigarette.
Oh,
he always had a cigarette, never lit it. So how do you spell Toma? You figure
Toma. But there were a lot of them, like Petrocelli. That was with the guy from Vanishing Point. God, he's a great actor, and I can't think of his name. But he was a lawyer, a disbarred lawyer.
Robert Blake was apparently in Toma.
No, Robert Blake was Beretta.
But he was in Toma.
Wow.
Tony Musanti.
That's it.
Seriously? You know who that is?
Yeah.
Man, you have a lot of spare time.
There was not much to do in the winters growing up in Minnesota.
Oh.
And you're stuck in your house watching your 13-inch black and white television.
Thank you for finishing that thought, pal.
He's like pointing to the bowl, like
I'm pointing to the bowl because
like,
there's a.
I've done it. I have mastered.
No, there are a couple
podcasting.
things in there that are going to be great topics. So, as soon as Mark says he's sorry, we can wrap this one up.
I'm sorry I ever invited you to be my partner.
All right. Well, thank God. I'm sorry I accepted.
Well, listen to us.
Well, you've already listened to us. You're good. Just go to bed. Do something else.
Well, talk to us. Email us at TheAscertainers@gmail.com or send us a message on Facebook.
Or look at us. Look at me.
Or
look at me. We're on YouTube now.
YouTube.
And this is the first episode that we've recorded. And I want you to know that I stuck my stomach out the whole time. And it's really uncomfortable. I'm going to try to suck it back into regular. But I was trying to look.
It's like when you smile or make that face all the time, it'll freeze that way.
It'll stay that way? Yeah. Well, I think, you know what? Oh, you might be onto something. I feel like in honor of Bill Walton, I put a basketball under my shirt and it got bigger. So that's bad. But anyway, we love some topic ideas. So we never, ever, ever have to go to the grab bag again, even though there's some good shit and stuff in there.
Or on any of the platforms you listen to us on. You can text us and tell us that you love us over and over again.
Don't tell me you love me. Didn't Light Ranger teach you anything?
You're right.
And if your car breaks down, go to Apple Valley Car Clinic in Apple Valley, Minnesota.
Yes.
Mark's close personal friends with the owner, and I am too. So anyway, go see Doug and Justin and Karen. And when your car's getting worked on, run over to Newt's. Like literally, run. It'll take you a while. Probably just eat after you get your car fixed.
There you go.
Or before, in case it's a big repair.
All right. We'd love to have you listen to us again, and we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.